Hey guys, welcome to a little chat about the kettlebell clean. In my humble opinion, the kettlebell clean is the hardest kettlebell movement to do well. Right? It's very tricky. You have to tame the arc. There's a lot of things that are going on. This little tutorial is not going to make you an expert at the clean. I mean, this is years of practice. 10 years in, I've probably done 10 million cleans. I've done one perfect, and it was completely on accident, right? But with some of these tips, hopefully it'll help you get to that journey a little quicker of getting a really safe and strong clean. Few things just off the start to truly understand is where the rack position is and what you should be feeling at the top of the clean, right? So assuming that we just got the kettlebell up from the ground into a clean position, you want to focus on, number one, having a vertical forearm, right? I think about my knuckles pointing down range. I don't want my fist this way. I don't want it open this way. Just a nice, vertical, strong forearm. I'm also thinking about squishing a $100 bill or something between my armpits, maybe a sponge, squeezing out some water. What I'm doing there is I'm getting my lat connected, right? I'm becoming one with the kettlebell in the clean. The clean's a great standalone movement, but it also sets you up to press the kettlebell, right? So in this position, rack is strong, legs are locked, I'm screwing myself into the ground, my glutes are on fire, my core is on, right? I'm just this strong pillar in this finished position, right? So getting it back to the ground from this position, I like to think of it in little stages, right? It's very, very tricky. If you cast the bell away from you, from the rack position, the kettlebell takes you this way. It puts you into rotation and you're totally screwed. You're not going to be able to tame it, right? So again, from the top of the rack, the movement is not that. It's that. You're dropping into it, right? Very important. It's so easy to want to do this and keep the glued position, but it's a drop, right? So one thing I kind of think about, we'll just walk through like an air clean, right? Nice strong rack, body's tight. During the drop, I'm going to hip, then to reload, then to park. And on the way up, it's hike, hip, rack. And then on the way down again, it's hip, hike, park. We need to hit these things, right? If we come out of the hole and we just keep the arms straight, the kettlebell comes back to us and jars us in the shoulder, bangs our wrist, makes us look all silly, right? That doesn't work out well. So a couple little drills. One is called the assisted clean, and this is just kind of a nice way to kind of feel this safely before you start ripping away at it. It'll force the bell to stay close to your body. So if I'm going to be going with my left hand, I set the kettlebell out ready to hike it, just as if I was going to start a swing or anything else, right? I mean, everything is built off the swing. Clean's the same thing, right? Big thing, always start square. If you start in rotation, you've already lost the fight. So being square in the setup is hugely important. You don't want to be here. You want to be square. General rule of thumb for that, just place that other hand on top, right? That'll make sure you're square. All right, so for the actual cheek clean, it's going to do it for us. So we're going to clean to the left shoulder. So I'm going to have the left hand on. The right hand is underneath. Again, setting up for square. We're just going to hike the kettlebell. Boom, right? This is what it'll feel like. And then it'll just be a hike, hip, rack. That kind of sets us up there. On the way down, hip, hike, park. So again, hike, hip, rack, hip, hike, park. It's taming the travel of the kettlebell. I'll do a couple on this side just for keep me honest and keep me square, right? Set up here, hike, hip, rack, hip, hike, park. So a little bit quicker, hike, drives up, on the way down, boom, reverse the order. Once you start feeling comfortable with that, let's just take that hand off and complete that same feeling, right? So now I'm going to have to be extra focused on starting square because I no longer have my assisted clean. So I'm going to put this hand in front. I'm just going to repeat that process. Hike, hip, rack. Bell moves around, lands nice and soft. When you land in the rack, you're locked out, everything is strong. Always. Even if you're doing multiple cleans, stay here for a second. Then drop it in the hole, park. Hopefully you're landing just as square as you did when you started, right? That's the goal. So we'll do a left side. Set up square, hike, hip, rack. Punch through to the top, on the way down, drop, boom, land nice and square. This is a great way to practice the clean, right? Do the drill, come over here, do a couple start to finish from the ground, and then you put it into just cleaning away, right? So if I'm gonna do a set of 5 cleans, it's gonna look at a pace like this. I'm gonna get it set up, I'm gonna get my hike, hold nice and strong, feel the position, drop back in, feel the position, drop back in, feel the position, and park. Always important to land your clean locked and loaded for a second. The clean is a great standalone exercise, but it's also preparing you to press. If you want to press heavy one day and you clean a kettlebell and you spend a lot of time dicking around trying to find a position, when you go to press it, you're just going to be stuck, right? But if you hone your cleans in your clean practice, you're making your press stronger. On the reverse of that, it's hike, locked and loaded, boom, right? So it's all about ownership of movement. You own the swing, it makes your clean better. You own your clean, it makes your press better. All these skills stack upon each other, right? It's so crucial to break it down in such a way if you want to get maximal benefit from this shit. That's a little clean thing. Again, we could go on this for hours, but hopefully these few little things to get you thinking about will help you in your clean journey. Stay strong, my friends.